All right, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna go over a different kind of an opal cabochon. One of our viewers asked about, can we make a ring or a piece of jewelry or a piece cabochon out of some of the striped edges of the opal? And the answer is yes. There's some things that I do when I do these things to help stabilize them a little bit. They can be a little bit fractured or separate along the joints quite easily, so we're going to go through that process. I hope this answers your questions. I've got some opal laid out here on my bench. We're going to go ahead and look at those and talk about what I do with each piece. All right, first of all, let's talk about, what's a candidate for an opal that we're going to cut and expose the side profile of it. One of the biggest things is when there's just a little bit of the opal left on that pocket that it formed in. And this is an example of where this opal is getting thinner and thinner along this pocket edge. And if I didn't have enough width here, then this would be a great candidate for a cab, a side profile cab. This one happens to not have any color bars in it, but it has some great color striations in it. So I went ahead and I sliced off this piece, and this was attached to the matrix. Here's another candidate. This one's kind of more what I'm talking about. There's not really enough for me to cut and make a triplet out of it, so this would make a great candidate. There's a lot of layering in here, but it's real faint, doesn't have the deep lines and colors in it that I would typically look for, but this is definitely a candidate. And this is a great candidate because it's still attached to the matrix back here, and there's not a lot of fracturing in that. So that will hold up fairly well. These other pieces I've kind of cut off kind of to show you that they break quite easily between these lines of deposition. And so if they're not backed with something, this one actually is a great candidate too, because from here down it's got some matrix behind it. There's a fracture here. So how do I take care of that? Is that the same as a doublet or triplet? I'm going to glue a backing to it. I guess they call it nebular obsidian. It's part of the matrix that some of this opal is found in. So I just use some of that, and I glue a thin layer onto the back of it after I sliced it off. This came from up on top of this piece. So anyway, I've gone ahead and ground down a little bit of the rough edges to get us a head start on this, but that's how I stabilize this, so that as I'm cabbing it, I don't get chunks and pieces, that are coming off and breaking and fracturing. I don't want that in my finished pieces. So we're gonna go ahead. I could glue another back onto any of these ones. This one I could grind and glue a back to. This one I could shape. I would feel confident in this piece to shape the face of it. But we'll take this one over to the cabbing machines and we'll turn this into a cabochon. All right, first thing is we're gonna rough the outside shape of it. Well, first thing I'm gonna do, get my glasses on and a mask on. All right, here we go. chip down in here that I'm trying to work out before we move over to the next wheel. It's about gone. Now I'll just need to even it up a little bit. Got another chip flew out of this top side. That's what I'm talking about. All those fractures that happen to be in this stuff, they come out. So come out when you don't want them to. Going to get a thinner profile than what we had, and hope no more come off. Next wheel, that's a pretty aggressive wheel. That's taking off material pretty quick. So we want to move over, start to refine the shape and smooth things out. So that it looks good. That's the bottom line, right? We want it to look good. This wheel, I'm going to take this outside closer to my backing. Alright, now we're going to roll it from side to side. Side to side, all the way around it. Roll all that edge, put a nice even dome across this thing. It's going to be a good looking piece. A little bit of a chippy there. There we go. Alright, let's move over to the next wheel and take out some of the flatter facets. Get it more smooth and rounded and refined. Take this outside back edge too, that's this obsidian, so it will slice the crap out of your hands with those sharp edges, so we want to ease that so that that won't happen. And you can rock it edge to edge. taking and smearing those flat sides. You could dop this up. Probably be a whole lot easier if you did. It's a pretty large piece, so it's not hard to hold on to, so I'm not too concerned about that. Rolling those edges right down to that line. Looks pretty good. We'll move over to the next wheel, polish it. Polish at the same time while we're here. This nebular obsidian that they have up there polishes up really nice. Looks really good. Roll that face. Get it shiny. Get rid of all those scratches. That's all we're working towards. Get rid of the scratches from the grip before it. Feels pretty good, looks pretty good. Go to the next wheel. That one looks good there. Let's move to the last polishing wheel. That's that piece all cut and shaped. We'll dry it off, see if I missed any scratches in it once it's dry. I think they're probably pretty close to being out. It feels pretty good. The back side is where I would be more concerned about a scratch being, because it's a flat surface and these softer wheels have a harder time contacting that middle portion. So that's where, if there's a scratch, I'll bet you that's where it would be. Anyway, that's that cab. We'll get her dried off and then we'll take a look at it. All right, so this is our cab. Took a great polish. Even the rhyolite out here took a great polish. Shows all of the depositional lines of that Opal. It's got a little bit of a matrix inclusion in there, which gives it some character. Move a little bit away and maybe we can zoom in and keep the focus. Anyway, you can see right up in here that there are some fractures in the Opal, and that would have broke. That's why I choose to glue this stuff to a back when I make it. It just gives it that much more stability. It's a beautiful little piece. Make a great piece to be wire wrapped, actually. So anyway, thanks for watching the video all the way through. I hope you learned a little bit. I sure enjoyed sharing with you and enjoyed making this piece. I'll catch you next time. Thanks so much.